this video, we're going to cover off automatic captioning, which is a really useful feature which you're going to be using again and again if you use slideshows in your documents. Let's open a new InDesign document for digital publishing, iPad, portrait. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our slideshow. So let's choose this one, pop it in our page, go to our object panel and add in some extra images to form that slideshow. There we are. Let's move that up the page, make a little bit of space underneath it. Now, it's quite common in magazines, you're going to want to add a caption for your image. So let's make a little text box underneath. Bump up the font size so we can see it and say, without caps lock on, here's a caption for our image. It's not very inspiring, but hey, you can do the words. Move that over. Now we've got 4 images in our slideshow, so let's make 4 different captions because, let's face it, you're probably going to want a different text for each different image. So let's just Alt drag that to duplicate it. We've now got 4 different captions for 4 different images. Let's save our document, let's call it captions, and do a build to our simulator directory. Inside previewer, choose our issue, captions, there it is. And that's great, we've got a slideshow, we've got 4 captions, but they all show at the same time, that's not great. Hey, actually we've got 5 images, so let's add another caption while we're here. There we are. So ideally you want the relevant caption to show when the user scrolls to the relevant image. And the way we do this is with layer names. So here's our slideshow layer. Let's give it a name. Let's call it slide. That's what it is. And let's say this is the caption that applies to the first image in our slideshow. So all we need to do there is call it slide, the same as our slideshow, -1. That just means it's to do with the slideshow, but it's to do with the first image on the slideshow. We'll repeat that. Here's our second one. Slide -2. Third one. Slide -3. Fourth one. Slide -4. And our fifth one. Slide -5. There we go. So we do a build. Again, hang on, we're still seeing all 5. Reason for that is, what you want to do here is you want to set up your page so it should look when the user lands on the page. And in that case, you're looking at image 1, you only really want to see caption 1 when you land on the page. So let's hide the captions that relate to the other images. And build again. And of course now in the previewer, when that finishes building, you'll just see the first caption. And what you'll see now is when the user scrolls to the next image, caption 2 will appear, caption 3, caption 4, and caption 5. Of course, in a real magazine, you're probably going to want all those captions to occupy the same space, but just for clarity for this tutorial, I'm going to leave them spaced out so we can actually see which is which, as I've just used the same text for each one. So this is actually a really flexible system, so it doesn't just relate to one layer that's a text caption. What you can do, let's say you had some imagery here that related to this one. Let's place another image. And let's go back to our toggle images and just grab a big red button. Let's stick that down there. Giant red button, somehow to do with our first image. Let's also call that one slide -1. So it doesn't matter that you've got 2 layers the same name. What Folio will do is it will detect the fact that you've got all these layers that are called in relation to that first image. When we build, you get your big red button for image 1, image 2, and onwards. That's gone because we've marked it as just being for image 1. So you can extend that to any type of layer that you want. You can have a group of text and images that are related to each image. You can have boxes, movies, whatever you like. Just as long as you name the layers right, Folio will do its thing. And it's not just individual images that you can apply it to. Let's say this big red button, well, actually that kind of applies to the first 3 images. So the way you say that is slide -1 colon 3. So that all that's saying is 1, 2, 3. So in all of the images between the numbers 1 and 3, that button will show. So let's do the build. And here we have image 1, image 2, image 3, all show the big red button. Images 4 and 5 don't. So you can combine this any way you wanted to. So let's say this one is actually relevant for 2 to 4, whereas this one is relevant 1 to 3. So you want to set up your page for the first image, so that one's also visible for 1 now. So this is our initial state. Let's do a quick build this time. So it's taking a little while. Back to our page, you see you've got 1 and 3, as you'd expect. Then we've got, these ones are set up 2 to 4, and this one also 2 is within the range 1 and 3, so that's why you're seeing those 2. 3, same deal, 2 to 4 includes 3, this one includes 3. Then here your buttons disappeared because that was only marked as being 1 to 3, so you've got 4 here, and 5 is just on its own. So it's a really powerful feature that you can play with however you want to, any types of layers. Just make sure you name them right according to your base control layer, which is your slideshow, and you can make some really cool effects.